everyone, this is Pediaster Films. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Minecraft Bukkit server. So, the first step you're going to want to do is create a new folder in which your server shall reside. Call it Bukkit server. Well, it really doesn't matter, but just Bukkit server is better. Put it somewhere you'll be able to find it on your desktop. If not, put a shortcut maybe. I don't know. But so, open it up. And then just kind of have it right there. And then what you're going to want to do is go and download the latest build of Craft Bukkit. And then while it's downloading, go to the Bukkit Setting Up a Server wiki. And then it'll have 3 operating systems: Windows, Linux, and Mac OS X. And alternate method. But so you're going to want to find your operating system, drag Craft Bukkit in when it's done. So find your operating system, see it, do new text document, doesn't really matter what you call it. Highlight that, copy it, paste it, and then file, save as, not save. Call it run, launch, start, as long as it ends .bat. Always has to end .bat. But don't save it as funny.bat.txt. Save it as all files. And then you'll save it. You can just exit out of that. And then there's your run.bat. And then I'm just going to show you how this works. Edit with Notepad++. So this is just the command. And then this is how much RAM you're giving it. This will be 2048 if you want to give it 2 gigs. Just multiply it by multiply the amount of RAM by 1024. So, and then you can just delete your new text document. And then you have to do the most important thing, putting Craft Bukkit actually in there. And then rename it Craft Bukkit, not just all this gibberish. Otherwise, it just won't work. Because this command works for Craft Bukkit, not Craft Bukkit dash blah blah blah. See? Craft Bukkit. So now what you're going to want to do is double click Funny or Launch or whatever. And then it will do some making stuff. And this is your server right here. You can ban IPs for if people just keep on hacking and getting new accounts. You can just ban their computer altogether, or you can just ban the computer or ban their username. Bukkit.yml, that doesn't really do anything, I don't think. Help.yml, I don't know what that does. It's just a bunch of stuff. Ops. Make sure to add your username in the ops file. Save it. Exit out. Whitelist if you want to have a whitelist server. Save it. Exit out. Server. This is just a bunch of stuff that you don't need to get into. Permissions. I do not recommend using permissions.yml. I recommend using something like Root Manager. And then server.properties. It'll look different once you do a few things. But so allow nether, you can allow nether, world name for when you're first starting it if you don't want it to be called world. You can give it a seed, enable archon, I don't know what that does. Level type, server port, leave that be unless you're running 2 servers on the same computer. Server IP, that's for Hamachi users. NPCs, I usually make that false. Whitelist, if you want it to be a whitelist server, you make that true. Spawn animals, snipper enabled, I don't know what that does. hardcore texture pack for if you want to put a texture pack in here, then you can write that in and then it'll give it to you. Online mode, I don't know what that does. PvP, disable or enable PvP. Difficulty, 0 is peaceful, I believe. 1 is easy, 2 is medium, and so on and so forth. Game mode, 0, that's recommended. Max players, don't overload this, otherwise you'll get mega lag. Spawn monsters, generate structures like villages, view distance, message of the day. That's something like that. This is awesome. And then, so, and you're going to want to type in the modules stop. Whenever you stop it, don't just exit out because that doesn't save it adequately or something. And then what you're going to do in order to install plugins, it is so unbelievably simple. That is why I so strongly recommend Bukkit, because it is so unbelievably simple. So find the plugin you want, such as Essentials, which is a very good plugin. Let's search a bit, and it gives you all your searches. But so, find Essentials, find where it says download, download whatever plugins you want. So usually it comes as a Java, this comes as a .zip file. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I think you need WinRAR for this. But so select all your plugins that you want to put and just drag them into the plugins folder. And run the server. And then here's some configs. Just set all this. Blah, blah, blah. So, that's pretty much how you make a Minecraft server. I recommend not running it. When you run it, make sure that you have 2 gigs of RAM spare. So if you're running it on a 4 gigabyte machine, give it 2 gigs. If you're running it on a 6 gigabyte, give it 4 gigs, so on and so forth. And I wouldn't recommend running a server unless you really are good with having, unless you're good with maybe the possibility of getting a virus, because that does sometimes happen on a server. But, just experiment. I'm not going to go over port forwarding, because there's so many different types of port forwarding, and that would pretty much be in vain, so I'm not going to go over that. But to log on to your Minecraft server, you're going to want to open up Minecraft, log into Minecraft, do a multi-player mode. Not running it right now. It must always be running. Run it. I do not really recommend for a dedicated server it to be your regular computer. If you're going to run a server, you want to have a spare computer. So see, there's the message of the day. We changed it to 24 instead of 20. We spawned in the middle of the ocean. Wow. So like, yeah, this is your server. You can see everything. Here we go. I just thought of something I should show you. Something like this happens, and you just happen to know a really good seed. What you can do is delete the world. Go in your server.properties. And then in the seed, put in a seed you like that one. Run it. Now it's preparing the world. And you have to log in. Here. Apparently it didn't get though. So this is your Minecraft server. Finally, I'm going to show you, for those of you who just really not the best with computers, I'm going to show you how to figure out what your IP address is for people outside of your thing. So like, see this? This is called a command line. Stop your server, because it does make your computer slower, depending on how powerful your machine is. But so that's a command line. So what you're going to do is, if you're running on a Windows laptop, then press the Windows button. But I'm going to show you how to get there the hard way. So all apps. I think I'm used to just CMD. There we go, command prompt. So here's your command prompt. Type in ipconfig. Enter. It'll give you all this random information. I use IPv4. My IP is 192.168.1.1.51. Default gateway is this, and then whatever you're using for your IP, I don't know what you'll be using because I'm not you. But so whatever you're using, that's how people from other computers will connect. And then I know that when you do port forwarding, you're going to want to go, you're going to want to go type in your IP address. Type in your IP address. One. Well, usually it works. But so, yeah, that's just about it for this tutorial. But you still won't be able to connect from computers outside of your home, but this is usually where most Bukkit servers stop. But have fun with your server. It's a server now. You can do pretty much whatever you want on it. Sorry, my voice is kind of, I think I'm coming down with a cold. But so, have fun with your server. Find out how to port forward if you like. Yeah, thank you.